Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Raw Law Unfiltered with your host, the DUI Guy Plus. That is me. Today, we're going to be doing a very interesting show. This is live, by the way, for those of you just joining us. Hi, chat. Hello, everybody. We already have 1,000 people in here, and I mean, this is the new norm on our channel now. I love it. I absolutely love it because this topic it's no longer about two parties, litigating a stalking issue, which is where it started. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the issue or need some background information, what this is about our First Amendment right to speak the truth, to speak about the court system, to speak about what is happening. I mean, it's absolutely wild how one judge, one man, that's the topic of this video, and he's in the thumbnail, the worst judge in Florida, and we will talk about him in depth, has been responsible for single-handedly depriving Jeremy Hales of his Second Amendment right. First of all, on December 4th, when his newly found neighbor, who he did not want to be there, um, decided to reciprocate he took a protective order against her in Ohio, which Florida refuses to recognize, even though they have to. She decides to run to the courthouse and say, I want a protective order too. And she doesn't get it immediately. She files it September 7th, but then she does get it granted when she files a 400-page supplemental to supplement to her injunction. By the way, I'm in possession of both of those, and that's going to be the topic of tomorrow's video, so stay tuned. I am going to be leaking that out for the world to see tomorrow. This is crazy stuff. But today, hashtag buckle up in the chat. I love you guys. Has that been trending on Twitter yet, by the way? On X, Twitter, whatever you all call it. I've been kind of paying attention. I think we were so close yesterday. We didn't quite make it, but we were like on the cusp. We were like number 32 or 33, I believe, out of 30. So it never actually came to fruition. Like I said, there were a lot of football games last night. There was a lot of stuff going on that was gaining a lot of traction. But this thing is on the cusp. This thing is on the verge, and you all are literally helping this come to reality. Some people are saying, yes, it has been trending. So maybe depending on like trends on X/Twitter are not, it's trending on Facebook. Really, John? Oh, that is interesting. The whole world is watching. I swear, this man that's the topic of today's conversation, Judge Craig C. DeThomasis, is trying to uproot 300 years of American jurisprudence, as well as probably a few thousand years of world jurisprudence of being able to speak your mind. He's trying to take us back into 1920s Soviet Union. He's trying to take us back to the country of Chile, under Pinochet. He's trying to take us into Darfur, where you get murdered if you speak, which, by the way, the atrocities in Darfur, I cannot say enough about what has been going on over there. There's so much stuff, in the world. And when you try to turn back the clock and turn your, what do you call it? When you're trying to take away people's rights, let's just put it simply. I don't want to get too complicated here. When you try to take away people's rights away that have been granted for 300 years, 250 plus years, we have a problem with that. That's the bottom line. This is why the whole world is watching. This is why we have people from the Netherlands, UK, Ireland, England, Germany, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Greenland, Iceland, I saw in there, Sweden, everywhere in the world, and all of the United States of America are all being affected by one judge, one man, Judge Craig C. DeThomasis. So in the description below, if you read, if you're on a computer, if you're watching on your TV, you would have to access it on your phone or your computer. You will see that I included some links. My interview with Jeremy and George on Thursday, plus my 20-minute too long didn't read saga on Saturday, and Megan Fox and I did a reading of the motion to disqualify Judge Craig C. DeThomasis, which will be heard this Friday in Levy County, Florida. Jeremy Hales' lawyer filed it, and Judge Craig C. DeThomasis is going to rule on it for the third time. So the first motion that was filed to disqualify him has been denied. The second motion that they filed to disqualify has been denied. Now they're trying strike 3, and then they're going to move up from there. So, and so far he refused number 1, he refused number 2, and number 3 is going to be heard this Friday. So we'll see what happens there. Now, hashtag buckle up. I love you all. Don't forget to, of course, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell if you haven't already, subscribe to What the Hales. I'm going to be, and join on as a member, by the way, if you're so inclined. I think the lowest tier membership is like 99 cents, literally $1 a month. So whatever, your choice. You don't have to. You can just subscribe. That's fine. Subscribing is free. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Just hit that button, hit the notification bell. It's free. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, okay, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is now 3:38 p.m. Eastern as I'm doing this live right now. So in about 3 hours and 20 minutes, I'm going to be live with That Umbrella Guy, okay? Tug, That Umbrella Guy. I'm going to be live with him. We're going to have What the Hales is on his channel. I'm like 99.9% certain they're going to be there. So please don't quote me on this. Some of you have been asking what happened to their live, because they were live last night, you guys. I think at one point they had 25,000 people watching live. I was in there. I threw them some money just because I love them, and you guys gave me so much love. I just wanted to give some of that love back, because I feel like, although sure, I was the one streaming it and I've earned every dollar in a way that you guys have sent, I'm a philanthropist myself, and I wanted to just give back because I feel like they need that money more than I do. And even though you gave me the love, I'm all about sharing the love. So I shared the love. I sent them like $500, which YouTube takes like 30%, but whatever. And then I gifted like 20 memberships. So like $600 that you all gave me yesterday, I gave right back to What the Hales is. Also, we got Megan's channel to, I believe, 30,000. Is she at 30,000 yet? I believe we got her to, yes, she's at, oh my gosh, she's almost at 32,000. Wow. And we got Ray Bone Crusher. I woke up and he has 10,000 subscribers. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. This is so much love. And I think Tug also got like 3,000 or 4,000 extra subs. He's almost at 400,000. It would be incredible if we can get him. If we can get him to 400,000 subscribers tonight, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. He's short like, I don't know, 8,000 or 9,000. So you guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I love you guys. So let's talk about the main event. Hashtag buckle up. And by the way, before we do that, I have to show this to you guys because somebody sent this to me. Megan has like the best locals. Look at this. Somebody created this meme. I saw what you did on the YouTube thingy. No justice for you. And this is Grudge Judge Craig C. DeThomasis. You can't make this stuff up. This is just incredible. Incredible. Dishonorable dinosaur. Look at Grudge Judge Craig C. DeThomasis, dishonorable dinosaur. Go follow her on X. By the way, for those of you who don't have mine, this is mine. So you're more than welcome. We had this going, by the way. Don't forget to share this one. Let me find it. Oh, this one is enough. This is one of my favorites. I just have to show this one to you guys. Mr. DY guy, your contempt of my court has drove me to drink. It's like choice of words. This is Judge Craig C. DeThomasis. This is DUI guys. It's like the play on words. I'm sorry. It's so beautiful. I love these works. This is a work of art. This is an absolute work of art. I don't care if it's been made by AI. I don't care if it took you 5 seconds or 5 hours to make this. Whoever made this is a genius. And I think it's this person, General Tuggernaut, I believe. And they made like Christopher Boozy memes, and I don't know. I don't know this person, but shout out to you. You are a god in my book. Okay, you are a god, Mister General Tuggernaut. At MPW1065 at MPW1065 is their at on X, on Twitter. Unbelievable. And some of these, but this is the one I wanted to show you. Where is it? Because I was live yesterday. It came in here. There we go. This one. What the Hales deserve justice. This is the one that people have been sharing. So share this one. Share the hell out of this one. It's on my channel. What the Hales deserve justice. Hashtag buckle up Judge DeThomasis. Because we were trying to get buckle up trending. You can use this particular tweet this is on my Twitter X account at the DUI Guy Plus. And it is, and feel free to follow that as well if you're so inclined. Look at that, 435 reposts, 500 likes, 145 comments. Let's keep this going, you all. Let's keep this one going. Okay, now the main event. The main event. Judge Craig C. DeThomasis. His election is coming up, by the way. I don't know if you all know this. His election is coming up in April. The people of Levy County, Levy County, Florida. Sorry, I practice in Kentucky, so a slip of the tongue. People of Levy County, Florida. People of Levy County, Florida have a chance to vote this man out. This is going to be absolutely devastating if he remains on the bench, and you're about to find out why. You guys ready for this? And this is still a work in progress. This is the latest. This is the latest that I have found on Judge Craig C. DeThomasis. I have never in my life, I've seen bad judges before. I've seen bad ratings on judges before. I've seen atrocious ratings on judges before, but I've never seen a 1 out of 10 consistently. Not one, almost. I believe there's almost not 1 2 out of 10 star rating for this judge. He's literally 1 out of 10 across the board. How did he get elected is a great question. I think because it's a small county, people are maybe afraid of him. Maybe they want favors from him. Maybe he lives in a bubble. I don't know. But Judge Craig C. DeThomasis is running for re-election. In a month and a half, they're going to be voting. And the people of Florida, of Levy County, Florida specifically, and the rest of the world, I'm sorry, he was appointed. You're right. He was appointed by DeSantis. I apologize. I misspoke. He was appointed by, thank you. See, chat always corrects me. And this is why I love you guys. He was never elected. He was never elected. That's right. He was never elected. I knew this. I'm sorry. This is, like I said, this is still evolving in real time for me. So I do apologize if I misspeak. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you. He was appointed by DeSantis. Okay, zip gun. There we go. He was appointed by DeSantis. Now, the people of Levy County, Florida have a chance to vote him out in 2 months, 1 month and a half, give or take. Check this out. This is a website called The Robing Room. This is where judges are judged by the public. This is where people leave ratings and they talk about judges. Now look at this. This is Honorable Craig C. DeThomasis, just to show you I'm not bluffing. This is all about transparency. This is very important that we are 100% transparent and we're 100% on the money, because I do not want to misspeak. I do not want to slander the man. I do not want to defame the man. I want the truth. I want the truth. Now, the title honorable is a title that is given to all judges. So unfortunately, but I can't call him honorable. Everything I've learned about him, I can't call him honorable. Like I said, this goes beyond Lynette and John. This goes beyond Jeremy and George. And I support them. This is not to say I don't support George and Jeremy. This is to say this is completely outside of their hands now. This is now the world versus Honorable Craig C. DeThomasis, because he is acting like a tyrant, like a dictator, and he is trying to uproot hundreds of years of American jurisprudence and thousands of years of human jurisprudence, if you want to call it this way. Okay? All right. So Craig C. DeThomasis, I believe it's Christopher or something like that. I forget. Circuit Court in Alachua County, which is where he is, I believe is the circuit. And in Levy County is where this is happening. So a lot of judges in these really, really small counties, they will preside over several different counties. Like here in Kentucky, for instance, we have the trio. It's called like Trimble County, Henry County, and what's that third one? I forget. Like, and the judges kind of circulate. I think Oldham, Trimble, and Henry. We also have judges who go to Shelby, Anderson, and Spencer. So it's not uncommon. It's very, very common, actually, that the judge will. There's Grayson, Breckenridge, and Meade, on the west. So it's very, very common for judges to be in a circuit, right? So it'll be like Levy, Alachua, and maybe another one or two, depending on their population. So this is all about population sizes, okay? Look at these ratings. Attorneys have rated him 7 times, and he received a 1.1. What that means is, I think, is either there was 1 2-star rating and 6 1-star ratings out of 10. This is not a 5. This is not a scale of 1 to 5. This is a scale of 1 to 10. There we go. Alachua touches Levy. There we go. So we know this. We want the truth. We are here for the truth. So non-attorney average rating, there's 4 ratings, and this is a flat 1.0. So he received 11 ratings, and the average is like a 1.05 out of 10. All it took was 1 2-star rating. Otherwise, he would have been a flat 1, which is the minimum. It doesn't go to 0. It literally does not go to 0. Now, let's start at the beginning. So I have to go all the way back. Look at what some of these people have written. So this is a litigant. Now, we're going to start, like I said, we're going to start backwards in time. This is way before the Hales probably even moved, because I think they moved in at the end of 2021? I forget when the Hales actually moved to Levy County, Florida. So this is actually evidence. This is the internet is forever, as they say. Hashtag buckle up, because this is about to get real. Look at this rating by a litigant, right? So this is an attorney who was practicing in front of Craig C. DeThomasis. He says, Craig DeThomasis is a condescending. This is on October 6, 2021. Oh, Craig Constantine DeThomasis. Thank you. Craig DeThomasis is a condescending, mansplaining, patriarchal man who has no business as a judge, much less in family court. From my perspective, says the litigant, there is nothing honorable about this man. This is 2021. Okay. This is before the Hales he knew about their existence, let alone they moved, let alone, they were in his courtroom. Because they moved in 2022. That's right. Now, this is after. The next review came after Lynette filed her stalking injunction. This is almost 3 weeks later, so 19 days later. Another criminal defense lawyer. This judge should not even be a judge. He will let a father beat on a kid behind the head and say it's corporeal punishment. He is a misspelled poor excuse for a human being. We need to replace him in Levy County. Now he is going to try to hold the mother of the kids in contempt of court for protecting her children. Again, it looks like he just plays favorites. This is, if I were to say what is Craig DeThomas's MO, what is his modus operandi? How does he rule his courtroom? Because I can't say he's a judge in that courtroom. He is the monarch. He is the king of Levy County. Whatever he says goes. He's like running the county. That's how he sees himself. You don't call, he's confusing the difference between your honor and your majesty. That's how I can summarize it. So that's an attorney, three, and now they're going to be very close in time. So notice the gap. He took the bench in 2019. He took the bench in 2019. He was appointed by DeSantis. Up until that point, he was practicing law. He was practicing law with his buddy at some point, Silverman, who, by the way, who is Silverman? Silverman is representing Lynette. Lynette Preston, the one who filed this, is represented by Judge Craig C. DeThomasis in his courtroom. His former buddy is representing Lynette. What? Is that not a reason? Is that not a reason? My sources tell me he's actually not up for election until 2026. It's a 6-year term. I kept hearing he's up for election in April. I don't know why that was. And I apologize again. Like I said, this is all. I don't live in Florida, so a lot of the things are new to me, and I apologize. But everything else I'm telling you, I have the receipts right here. So whenever he's up for election, I don't know. Maybe it's 2026. One of my sources is reaching out saying that it's a 6-year term. So 2026. So he may be on the bench for a couple of years, unfortunately. But it still doesn't mean that he can't be removed by the legislature. Reach out. You remember Megan yesterday, which I'm going to be on Megan's channel tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to her and check out her video tomorrow at 4 p.m. We're going to be watching the hearings. I'm telling you, reach out to your legislatures in Florida. That's what they're there for, to remove bad judges. But my source is telling me he's not up for election until 2026. Another one of my sources is actually telling me that DeThomasis presided over Silverman's own divorce proceedings. Oh, imagine how his wife made out. Oh my God. All right, let's keep going. Wow. I did not know that. DeThomasis presided over Silverman's own divorce. So Silverman was divorcing his wife, and DeThomasis was the presiding judge over his former law partner's divorce. Holy mother of God. And we have at least one person confirming from the chat. And Jeremy told us that. Another litigant. This is another lawyer. Oh, I'm sorry. These are out of order. I thought, oh, no. I'm sorry. There we go. All right. November 2nd. So chronologically, we're going chronologically. So this was September 26th. Now, he's picking favorites. He's a poor excuse for a human being. Here's another one. Court staff. They didn't even leave a rating. Craig DeThomasis was the judge I begged to grant me a restraining order when I feared my partner was going to kill me. I was in a physically and mentally abusive relationship and found the courage to finally get away. This judge believed everything a master manipulator said. Again, he's picking favorites, and blamed the victim, which was this person. And I don't know if they were actually working for the court. I guess we're about to find out. I'm reading this for the first time, just as much as you are. This judge ignored previous charges of stalking Sound familiar? This is November 2nd, 2023, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Sound familiar? This judge ignored previous charges of stalking. This judge let a criminal reoffend until finally incarcerated for a more violent crime. So he sided with the perpetrator who ended up going to jail for something more violent. And thank goodness it wasn't against this victim, because otherwise I think they would write that. This judge had an opportunity to make the world a safer place. This judge is exactly what is wrong with the criminal justice system. What a sentence. What a sentence. This judge thinks that he's God. You're right, Flux. You're absolutely right. Buckle up. This is about to get real. This judge used his own biases to dictate the lives of civilians. There it is. That seems to be the pattern. That seems to be the pattern. This judge should not be allowed to practice and preside over cases, I think is what they mean. This judge should be sent to the bar and evaluated. There have been plenty of complaints against him. This judge has a reputation in the local area, but no one seems to do anything about it. Yeah, that is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. All right. Let's see. We've got more. We've got more. Lots more. Lots more. Criminal defense lawyer. The judge is very unfair. The judge is very arrogant. This judge appears to be corrupt and easily influenced. Now, that's interesting. This is the first time we get language like this. We already suspected, but like, do you think he's being paid off, like under the table? Or I don't know. I don't have any evidence. But the fact that they're writing this means that they had to deal with this in some capacity, you know, and that's terrifying. That is absolutely, by God, terrifying. If you have someone who is, you know, easily influenced like that, all you have to do is give him some money and he's just going to side with you, or maybe give him some influence or some power. You know, that is not how judges should be. That is not how judges should be. By the way, this was just sent in to me. You guys are crazy. Check this one out. I love you guys. Check this out. Share screen. Boom, boom. The judge is wearing a belt, like a seat belt, like no, that's not a seat belt. That's like a belt. And it says, buckle up, butter. It's misspelled because it's probably AI, but buckle up, buttercup. And he looks so somber, and he's got like his coffee mug and his gavel and some law books, and there's a bunch of lawyers in the back, and maybe they're legislatures. Maybe this is like the legislatures removing him. Oh, I like that. I like that. It's like the legislature's in the back removing him, and he's buckling in for what's coming. And you know, like honestly, I hate calling out another person, but I'm sorry, some people deserve it, and he definitely deserves it. So I'm not sorry. I'm just saying. I'm not apologizing for it. All he has to do is just recuse himself. That's all he has to do. He just has to say, you know what? I'm bowing out of this case. And I mean, right now, again, it's more than that. It's way more than that. But that's all you have to do is initially just bow out. And he insisted, and that is where he's going awry. He insisted, and he deserves to be removed from the bench completely, permanently, forever. Period. No questions. This judge, the criminal defense lawyer continues, does not appear to be open-minded at all. So he's closed-minded, he's picking favorites, easily influenced, easily corrupted. This judge acts like a lawyer. And by the way, we're going to see that tomorrow because he has been giving Lynette legal advice. He has been giving Lynette legal advice in one of the hearings. And a judge for the plaintiff without representation. So that he acts like a lawyer and a judge for a plaintiff without representation. That's another criminal defense lawyer. This was posted 2 months ago. So this may be talking about Lynette. This may be talking about Lynette. And these are probably lawyers in the community. This is a lawyer in the community who, after watching this stuff, wanted to speak out and wanted to show the world to be careful of this individual, Judge Craig C. DeThomasis, Craig Constantine DeThomasis. It's a very Greek name, very Greek. Constantine DeThomasis. This judge should be reported. This is written by other. We don't know, with no rating. This judge should be reported. This is January 9th. This judge should be reported and removed from the bench. He is absolutely biased and has been acting as an attorney for a pro se plaintiff in an ongoing current case. So it's very related to this comment. And they were posted about 8 hours apart. So it's maybe different people. It looks like it's different people because one was it says criminal defense lawyer, and this one says other. Here's another other that left no rating. This judge appears to be acting more like an active advocate for the pro se petitioner than a neutral referee for both of the litigants. So I think it's these people who have seen this hearing and they're speaking out. Aren't judges' decisions supposed to be made on the facts and arguments presented by the advocates who are representing their case to the court? It is not the judge's position to rework the advocate's case for them. So if you screw up a case, a judge is not supposed to come in and say, let me show you how to correct it. Let me show you how to fix what you did wrong. That's not a judge's job, period. That's not how it works. And he's doing it. He's stepping into the shoes of a lawyer. Completely improper. Completely improper. January 11th this year, he is rude. 1-star rating. He is rude. He will throw a fit if you ask for a continuance. Criminal defense lawyer, by the way. Another litigant with no rating. I found the judge to be kind of a moron when it came to handling civil lawsuits. January 19th, about a month ago. January 25th. This is the only 2-star rating that he's got. Some other rated him 2 out of 10 stars. So, I mean, in his defense, that is double every other rating that he has on his page. Judges being judged for their actions and their wrongful actions or their good actions. I'm sure there are tons of judges who have ratings of 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 out there. But right now we're focused on Judge Craig Constantine DeThomasis. Rude, talking about the judge, tries to stifle freedom of speech. This is exactly what's happening. Yells and insults litigants and attorneys. Biased, doesn't mind showing it. Not up to speed on social media issues. Appears to be mad at the world. Doesn't maintain courtroom decorum. He needs to retire. I think the only reason they gave him 2 stars is because he dresses nicely. Now, that's kind of funny. They actually decided to give him an extra star for his, that is honorable. That is an honorable comment. He stifles freedom of speech, yells and insults. He's biased. He's not up to speed. He's mad at the world. He doesn't know how to maintain courtroom decorum. He needs to get off the bench. But I like this type. So I'm going to give him 2 stars instead of 1. That is hilarious. Another no rating. January 27th. He seems to not care if there is a protection order from another state. This is definitely talking about the Hales, I suspect, because he had a protective order from Ohio, and he refused to accept it. He put the person that has it in harm's way by ignoring it. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, this is a long one. This was posted on February 14th. This is the day that his ruling came down on the second motion to disqualify him, which he said no. Civil litigation, government. Whoa, this is a good one. Craig is a disgrace to the bench. This is on a first name basis. This is somebody who knows him very, very personally. Craig is a disgrace to the bench. What we have witnessed in front of his robe, this is somebody who practices in front of him on a regular basis. Craig is a disgrace to the bench. What we have witnessed in front of his robe was comparable to an animal chasing his own tail. However, with him, he is wasting everyone's time, which is exactly what we've noticed with him, by talking in circles to himself in an attempt to appear or disguise himself as more than what he is. This is at the detriment to all involved. What I have seen upon reviewing the publicly available court camera footage is a temperamental little man who, despite what is clearly represented on video as him taking away many liberty freedoms from defendants illegally, opening Levy County up to expensive settlements, he is also rude and belittling to defenders' counsel. He has lied numerous times to prove his point, again, witnessed on camera. So this is somebody who was either in the courtroom or watched the video. His best friend, attorney Silverman, somehow had Craig on the bench to decide his divorce proceedings, conflict of interest. This is what my source was telling me as well. On video, Craig is seen to completely ignore fact and law in order to help his bestie Silverman run the courtroom. So he's passing on the buck to his friend. Before the prosecution, Silverman took over, there should be a comma here. Craig could not keep his court in order. Since Craig DeThomasis, I think this is a misspelling of his last name, Craig DeThomasis has taken the bench. He has become the laughingstock of the county and has hurt thousands of defendants by illegally taking away their constitutionally protected rights of Americans just like you and me. Whoa, what a statement. What a statement. Illegally taking away constitutionally protected rights of Americans. Illegally taking our rights away. What a review. What a review. My agency is petitioning the High Court to dismiss Craig with prejudice and file appropriate criminal charges against him. Whoa, that is heavy. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what this is about, but you've seen it here first, folks. My agency, whoever this is somebody, this is a government employee. It says civil litigation government. This is either a government employee or somebody who litigates. Maybe they're a city employee. They're privy to what's going on in Craig's courtroom, and they're not remaining silent. It's one thing to have him removed. It's another to come after him for criminal acts. That is heavy. That is heavy and maybe deserved. I don't know anything about this. This is the first time I've ever seen the word criminal charges appear as it relates to Craig C. DeThomasis. Again, just to prove to you all, I'm just scrolling up. That's all I'm doing. I'm scrolling up. This is still his page. We're not done. We still have a long ways to go. So buckle up. Craig C. DeThomasis, criminal charges. By the way, about the phone call, I do want to talk about that for a minute. So you guys who have not seen on my channel, and by the way, welcome all of you just joining in. There's almost 10,000 of you in here again. This is unbelievable. I love you all so much. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell. There's a video on my channel, by the way, where I showcase a voicemail I received on Saturday, or not voicemail, it's my answering service. And my answering service says that he's going to be filing a bar complaint. He's threatening me with a bar complaint because I'm speaking the truth about his buddy. Somebody sent me, and this is, if it was just one person, it's no longer just one person. This is several people who have listened to this 100 times over are like, Larry, I think this may be Craig DeThomasis himself. I hope you're watching this, Judge. I really hope you're watching this. Because if we do somehow figure out that it really was you, threatening a frivolous bar complaint is a bar complaint of itself. Like, I actually gain rights to file a bar complaint against you because you are trying to shut me up and you're trying to silence me for trying to speak about your misdeeds. You cannot do that to, especially, come on, man. You've been practicing law for 40 years. I saw your AVO page, your AVVO. This is his AVO page, by the way. Craig Constantine DeThomasis, licensed for 40 years. 40 years. No misconduct found, which that's probably about to change. But you've been practicing law for almost 41 years. Why suddenly did you become so stupid? Or maybe not suddenly, maybe you were always like this. But if we figure out that it was really you who called me and it was really you who left that voicemail, because people have literally, or the answering service, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I refuse. I don't want to believe it. This is how much of an optimist I am. I refuse to want to believe that the judge will put his law license on the line just to shut up another person who's talking negatively about him on the internet. I don't want to believe. I want to live in a world where it is okay to do that. I don't want to live in a world where we have to be afraid if we open our mouths, someone will come after us. 40 years, Judge Craig C. DeThomasis has been, almost 41. And people are saying, Larry, I think it's him. It sounds like him. The language being used, call flooding, that's him. If you play that recording, you will hear that that's him. I'm like, listen, man, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no proof yet. That may change. We'll see. He is definitely a narcissist, and people are saying, you want me to play it for you? I can play it for you. I can play it for you right now. I want you all to listen to this. Present. Share screen. Here. I don't know if y'all can hear this. Here we go. Sorry. Oh, you guys can't hear it? I'm sorry. I can hear it in my earplugs, but I guess there's another way I can do this because it's on my channel. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I rarely play because this is on my computer. So, oops. Here we go. Videos. Here it is. Present. Share screen. Here we go. Share. All right, you guys should be able to hear it now.
Thank you for calling Foreman and Associates. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm watching Larry on YouTube right now, and I know his buddy Jeremy Hales loves people to phone flood. So is that what Larry also, is that how he thinks our justice system works?
Mhm.
Should we just phone flood the courts until they can't do business anymore? Is that his legal strategy? I'm asking for a friend.
Okay. I'm not certain about that. Are you calling on behalf of someone who's needing legal assistance?
No, I'm going to be filing a bar complaint against Larry. So tell him to buckle up. Bye.
Okay. All right.
So again, I don't know. I don't know if it's him or not. I'm just listening to the public. I'm coming into this like fresh. So we do need a voice analysis. People are saying, see, I'm getting mixed responses. Texas Lady says, that sounds like him. And Mrs. Anonymous says, that does not sound like him. So let's start a poll. I want to hear what people are saying. I'm going to start a poll right now. Do you think that... Oh, wait, that's a Q&A. Start a poll. Why can't I start a poll? Oh, somebody already started. There we go. The poll has been started. Thank you. Interesting. It's split. It's literally split. A third of you think it's 100% him. A third of you are saying 50-50, can't decide. And a third of you are saying not him at all. Huh. It's Boyan. Thank you, Boyan. I kind of figured. I saw you lurking and I was like, somebody's moderating. By the way, we need some mods. We need some mods in the chat. We need to add some more mods. And oh my God, there's so many of you in here. I think I need to slow the chat down just a little bit more because it is wild. And I want to be able to keep up and I want you guys to be able to speak. So let me slow the chat down just a tad bit more, only by like an extra few seconds. Here we go. Just so that we can all keep up. 15 seconds. Okay, perfect. People are saying it sounds like Silverman. Here, I'll play it again. How about that? I'll play it again for those of you in the back, okay? Share this tab instead. Here we go.
Thank you for calling Foreman and Associates. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm watching Larry on YouTube right now, and I know his buddy Jeremy Hales loves people to phone flood. So is that what Larry also, is that how he thinks our justice system works? Should we just phone flood the courts until they can't do business anymore? Is that his legal strategy? I'm asking for a friend.
And just for the record, phone flooding, as I understand it, is a Judge DeThomas's keyword. I've never heard that term before in my entire life. Phone flooding. I don't know what that is. I shouldn't say that. I didn't know what that is until this happened. And my sources, now it's multiple, tell me that phone flooding is a Judge DeThomas's key term. Ty Power says that's not his voice. Thank you, Ty. Really appreciate you. The speech patterns are not the same. If you listen to him in court and listen to that message, it's completely different. And maybe you're right, Christine Menton. Thank you for your opinion. We need a voice analysis. They think it's Silverman. Thank you, Pi. Play part of the hearings to compare. Hey, that's actually not a bad idea.
Okay. I'm not certain about that. Are you calling on behalf of someone who's needing legal assistance?
No, I'm going to be filing a bar complaint against Larry. So tell him to buckle up. Bye.
Okay. All right.
If we go to what the Hales, let's pull up like a random hearing that Jeremy has posted. Let's do like court hearing number 4.
To accommodate him and to not restrict in the balance of things his First Amendment rights.
The S's are
Since
different.
then,
The S's are different.
we now have the posting of unredacted court proceedings from November 29 and 12/6 in violation of Supreme Court
You hear that
orders
sound?
and this Chief Judge's order. We now learn today, this court now learns today, that there's also been publication and broadcast of a video deposition that was not taken in conformity with 12.310B4 and which has now been disseminated to the public. The consequences to the court include fallout of hate mail, hate.
No, I don't think. I
communication.
don't think it's him. I don't think it's DeThomasis. Again, I don't think it's DeThomasis. It doesn't sound like him. I don't. I refuse to believe that he is that stupid. First of all, and secondly, by the way, welcome Debbie Childers to the chat. I just made you a moderator. But people are still. I mean, we got 2,200 votes. Go vote in the poll. Do you think it was Craig in that recording? Let's play his voice one more time and play the recording one more time.
And broadcast of a video deposition that was not taken in conformity with 12.310B4.
The F's and the S's. Pay attention to the F's and the S's. 21B4 has been broadcast. Listen again. Listen to this.
Thank you for calling Foreman and Associates. How may I help you?
I'm watching Larry on YouTube right now, and I know his buddy Jeremy Hales loves people to phone flood. So is that what Larry also, is that how he thinks our justice system works?
Mm-hmm.
Should we just phone flood the courts until they can't do business anymore? Is that his legal strategy?
Business anymore. Is that his legal strategy? Listen to the S's.
Should we just phone flood the courts until they can't do business anymore? Is that his legal strategy? I'm asking for a friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not certain about that. Are you calling on behalf of someone who's needing legal assistance?
No, I'm going to be filing a bar complaint against Larry. So tell him to buckle up. Bye.
Okay.
So tell him to buckle up. Bye. What a way to end a conversation. Like, can you be more of a threat? Honestly, can you be more threatened by this? This is insanity. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell. All right, now let's play Silverman. Which hearing should I pull up? Which video? You guys tell me. You guys are in control right now. I'm giving you full control. Which video do I need to play to hear Silverman's voice most clearly? Number 4. Okay, so hearing number 4. Which one? Because there are 4 of them. Judge is out of control. He finally shut her up in court. She knows she's guilty. Those are the 3. I'm sorry, I thought there were 4. 3 of them. Which one do I need to play? Last video. Okay. Court hearing number 4. She knows she's guilty at the beginning.
Fallout of hate mail.
Google her apparently.
Here we go.
Kind of handwriting. So this is the first time I've heard the name. We just Googled her. Apparently she's some kind of handwriting expert.
Oh, wait.
Hearing no mad that we own, and my lawyer is about to.
I'll just change.
Update that date.
Okay, I can just ask this other judge, Cheeseman is her name,
Okay, and they can reach out to this court.
if we can reschedule it.
So
But if absent that judge, I just know this is a 17 case. I don't think she's gonna.
here's the other issue.
And yeah, the accent seems wrong. I don't think it's Silverman. I don't think it's Silverman. Which minute should I go to in this video? Give me minute 24. 24 minutes in. Got it. 24. Boom.
Linet, Jeremy
for request.
Ohio Rapist.
There we go.
We don't have time for requests to produce and things of that nature. So I'd be asking the court, moving over tennis this morning, to require that any written work product that they intend to rely upon be turned over to my office no more than 48 hours before, or no less than 48 hours before any deposition in the case.
Silverman versus this expert witness.
It doesn't sound like Silverman either. It doesn't sound like Silverman either. Victoria Duria says, I have this judge. She let my offender run amok, stalking me for years. There you go. See, there's another one. This is the last court date. People are saying it might be John. I mean, now it's playing a guessing game. It's this guy. It's this guy. It's not this guy. It's this guy. I don't want to play the guessing game. I really want to like pin it down, but unfortunately we don't. Here, I'll play one last time just so you guys have and it's on my channel, like I said, so you can access it at any time.
Thank you for calling Foreman and Associates. How may I help you?
I'm watching Larry on YouTube right now, and I know his buddy Jeremy Hales loves people to phone flood. So is that what Larry also, is that how he thinks our justice system works?
Mm-hmm.
Should we just phone flood the courts until they can't do business anymore? Is that his legal strategy? I'm asking for a friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not certain about that. Are you calling on behalf of someone who's needing legal assistance?
No, I'm going to be filing a bar complaint against Larry. So tell him to buckle up. Bye.
That's the best phrase I've ever heard in my life. So tell him to buckle up.
Can't hear you.
I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Is that his legal strategy? Is to phone flood? I'm asking for a friend. All right, let's get back to the Judge DeThomasis, our favorite antagonist in this whole saga. The protagonist is now the First Amendment, you guys. The protagonist is the First Amendment, and the antagonist. Please use your voice to help us keep Levy County safe by removing this dangerous man from his bench. And there it is. Go to your legislators. Florida legislators. Find your representative. Florida House of Representatives. What's your address? I'm not a robot. Oh, this is interesting. We can actually do a little fun game right now. This is how you remove a judge from a bench. This is the Florida House of Representatives. Somebody give me an address in Florida. Somebody give me an address in Florida. Like around Levy County. .420 Ocean Boulevard. Well, that's not not just any address. I guess I need something like an address in Otter Creek. Yeah. Let's do like Otter Creek is the city, right? Let's see. Otter Creek, Florida. Let's find like a random address. Population 134 people in 2010. Oh, man. All right, here we go. I got an address. Ish. No, not yet. Here, Creekside Christian School. Beautiful. Beautiful. Got it. Beautiful. Address 171 Southwest 3rd Street, Otter Creek, Florida. In Otter Creek. Find your elected officials. Here we go. Here we go. Christian, oops, sorry, wrong one. Share this tab instead. Here we go. Representative Charles Wesley Chuck Clemens, Speaker pro tempore. This is your representative, District 22. This is where you send your letters. This is where you letter flood, phone flood. Yes, all those things. These are the people you reach out to in order to remove Judge DeThomasis from the bench. Okay. This is where you send your letters. 422, the Capitol, there's the district office, District 2 office, Levy County Board of Commissioners. There you go. On 310 School Street. I'm going to leave this up for a minute, just for the people in the back to catch up. These are the people you write to, you call to remove Craig DeThomasis. Craig Constantine DeThomasis. Okay? All right. Let's keep going because there's still so much to cover. This is how you remove this man from the bench. Sorry, I'm just laughing at something my source told me. Okay, another litigant, or this is other, no rating. I've had experience in law, and I can tell you this judge, Judge Craig C. DeThomasis, is incompetent. Incompetent. He cannot or does not control his courtroom. He shows partiality in situations where he should not. He does not have a grasp on constitutional law and misinterprets it, adds to or takes away from it. He complains about time in the courtroom to the litigants, yet he is the reason as he continually goes over and over the same things at each hearing. Currently, he seems to be pursuing an attorney who is no longer on the case, yet never misses a chance to make fun of him in some fashion. Redacted. He should have excused himself, yet he did not. The judge has done other things that are not exemplary of a sitting judge. He appears agitated most of the time. He obviously does not want to be there because he spends most of the time complaining and then blames the litigants. This was posted on February 15th. Hashtag buckle up. Another one, not rated, extremely biased, does not respect the First Amendment of the Constitution, gives legal advice to litigants. This is the same day, 215. False allegations without any proof should be removed from the bench. We're starting to sense a theme here. This is like a week and a half ago. Judge likes to hear his own voice, but ignores when actual facts and information have been provided. Again, he's not even looking at the evidence. He's simply spewing what he believes and what he wants to be on the record. He likes to hear the sound of his own voice. There it is. Should have removed himself from active case by recusing. And yet we know on 214, that's when the order came down. I'm not removing myself. That is clearly Thomas has, should have removed himself from active case after acting like plaintiff's legal counsel. Clearly Judge DeThomasis has a memory problem as he is constantly repeating himself over and over and over again, should be removed from the bench. 219, a week ago. This is exactly a week ago. This man is a joke to the legal system. Very biased, talks in circles just to hear himself talk. A redacted by editor, judge taking freedom and rights away. Whatever happened to getting the facts still passing judgment? I know the state is not going to do anything. Another one rated him 1.3 stars. I am not involved in any case personally, but observing via YouTube. So this is somebody watching, civil litigant, government person. Regarding Jeremy Hale versus Lynette Preston, this is a direct reaction to what he has seen this judge do in that case. And Judge Craig is incredibly biased against Mr. Hale along with his attorney. Please, someone watch the court hearings. Again, this judge has placed a man's life in danger by removing his first and second constitutional amendments. This was 5 days ago. He has also removed this man's ability to drive to his home using the public road he lives on and pays taxes on. This is the easement issue that we haven't even started talking about yet. On February 18th, this man was assaulted while having dinner in Chiefland by Levy County Victims Advocate Amanda Martin, who, by the way, is also supposed to represent Jeremy Hale's own personal interests. Talk about a conflict. There's a lot of corruption in Levy County. Everyone needs to be aware. And yes, we are, because this is no longer an issue for Levy County. This is an issue for the United States of America and the rest of the world, because he's trying to uproot First Amendment principles and shut people up when they talk negatively about him. There are other names of people in power as well. This judge may have blood on his hands. Same date, 2/21. Correction proposed below. The assault was committed by Amanda Martin's son, Stephen Rhett Cunningham. So they just corrected that he was not assaulted by County Victims Advocate. It was the son. They made a mistake. Criminal defense lawyer, other. Okay. This judge is biased. This was posted 4 days ago. Arrogant, disrespectful to lawyers. He has black coat syndrome and should not be a judge. He takes away your First and Second Amendments with no regard to your rights and safety. He needs to be removed. Let's see. Other, not rated. Judge DeThomasis, we both know this. When was this posted? Also 4 days ago. We both know what the preceding comments refer to. I am from the UK. This is somebody from England taking time to review a judge in a county of population 100 people. Think about that. Think about that. 100 people. Population 100. And somebody from England is taking their time to go, I need to say something. When you see something, say something. I'm from the UK and therefore, thankfully, not subject to your thankfully not subject to your jurisdiction. What a statement. As a former retired police officer, this is a former cop in the UK, I have observed lots of judges over the years. And in all those observations, I have never, ever, ever seen a judge make rulings based on one unsubstantiated side of the story while not letting the other side speak, let alone put their side of the story to you. But yet, you have made this ruling on that unsubstantiated basis. This is the taking away of Jeremy's First and Second Amendment rights on December 4th when Lynette filed the supplemental motion to her injunction. By the way, I have my hands on both copies. I have the 400-page supplemental and the original in my possession, and we will be covering both of those on my channel tomorrow. We're going to be covering both of those on my channel tomorrow. Okay? This is, you can't make this stuff up. It's just so terrifying. It's just so bloody terrifying that this is where we are. This is how far we're coming as a country, that we have a judge that is completely just can uproot the law. I'm sorry, 100 people in Otter Creek. I keep saying Levy County, but yeah, Daxton, you're lovely. I love you. You made that ruling on an unsubstantiated bias. So you took away Jeremy's First and Second Amendment rights based on two statements, two filings by Lynette Preston. And here they are. By the way, I'm just looking at them, make sure that I got them, because I guess I forgot to download them. I wanted to see. The petition is 50 pages long. It's got a lot of supplementals, and it's handwritten. So that's going to be fun. But hey, I'm going to have like 10,000, 20,000 people watching with me. So you guys are going to help me decipher her chicken scratch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of handwritten. And then there's a lot of screenshots. That's just the first one. That's just the first. And there's like single spaced. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Okay. So that's the petition. And then we also have, again, I know you don't have it on your screen. That is intentional because I am not sharing it today. That's tomorrow. But I'm just reviewing, making sure that I have everything in order. Lynette is the classic Florida woman. Yeah, if you guys don't know what that is, if you don't live in the United States, we have a running joke in America. You know, Florida man found with no pants inside alligator. Like, they do the craziest shit. Like, they do the craziest stuff. Florida man, Florida woman. Like when you read a title and it's like something stupid and crazy, like Florida man found upside down in dumpster after urinating on himself. You'd be like, yeah, that's another classic Florida man, you know? So anyway, let's get back to this. You are, the country is unimportant, supposed to be an impartial and judge without bias and be fair to all who appear before you. You are not stupid. I can tell that from your qualifications. 41 years practicing law. This year is going to be 41. So why act that way? You have acted very partially with extreme bias and completely unfairly so far. Redacted. You do have bosses who may be taking a keen interest in this case, and the way you have so far handled this case may have consequences from your superiors. You have made mistakes, like adjourning the first hearing while Mr. Feather had his back to you, talking to his client, and then repeatedly recounting in the next 3 hearings how Mr. Feather didn't object to your ruling. You didn't give him the chance. You then wrongly still state you've watched it over many times, and for some reason you don't see that you did that. Well, I and several 100,000 people are watching you lie about it. This is no longer Judge DeThomasis in his courtroom. The whole world is watching. So hashtag buckle up. Buckle up. Several 100,000 people are watching you lie about it. You may have kidded yourself that it happened your way, but you can't kid a video. Many of the viewers are probably from your area and have to vote on your re-election. You are coming across as biased and vindictive. Do you really think that they will vote for you after this debacle? Think carefully and hard about your conduct going forward. You judge others allegedly according to the law of the land, not the law inside your imagination. Just do the right thing by everyone, not just one side of one case. What a powerful statement. The whole world is watching, and now we know. This is a review on an American Florida, the Roving Room, Florida judge review, page. And 4 days ago, somebody from the United Kingdom decided to take their time and literally saying, I'm thankfully not subject to your jurisdiction. Like, this is so horrifying. Horrifying. This judge needs to be disbarred. He is a judge that let Lynette Preston run his courtroom. He's the laughingstock of Levy County. That was on the same day, 4 days ago. And that's it for that. Now, next. This is interesting. One of my longtime followers shared this with me. This is IMDb, by the way, for those, I don't know if y'all can see that. Yes, you can. It's on the screen. This is from IMDb, okay? I would not expect Judge Craig C. DeThomasis. Was like, is he a child actor? Was he like in the movies? Did he have like a movie deal? Oh, somebody said, Larry, I wrote that. John Loomis, welcome. So the one of the ones that I previously wrote. Are you the guy who wrote the UK one? The former cop? I know there's a 15-second delay, so I'm going to give you a chance to wait for the clock to run because I'm curious. Unless this is somebody trolling, which either way is funny. If you're trolling, it's funny. If you're real, it's funny. If you're real, it's even funny and cool. But if you're trolling, it's okay to troll. But you're the only person who wrote that I noticed that you wrote that long. Are you from the UK, John Loomis? Unless you're trolling, which is okay too. If you're trolling, hey, more power to you. But anyway, so the bibliography, the biography. The biography. This is interesting. This is interesting. So before he was a judge appointed by DeSantis in 2019, Craig Constantine DeThomasis was a lawyer. Craig C. DeThomasis was a partner at the law firm of DeThomasis and Buchanan, PA, Professional Association, in Gainesville, Florida, and represented individuals accused of crimes from 1983 to 2019. He also served as an adjunct professor of law at the University of Florida Levin College of Law from 1990 through 2019. He also served as an adjunct professor at law at the University of Florida Levin College of Law from 1990 to 2019. I mean, that's a long career. He's been teaching for like 39 years before he took the bench. In August of 2019, he was appointed to serve as a circuit court judge in and for the 8th Judicial Circuit based in Gainesville and continues to serve in that capacity. Craig and his law partner, Michael Buchanan, represented Lisa Gear King, who was a stripper who claimed to have been AR'd while at a fraternity on the University of Florida campus in 1999. It was a very controversial case that led to the documentary, quote, Raw Deal, A Question of Consent, end quote, which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 2001. This thought-provoking and graphic film was produced by Alfred Spellman and directed by Billy Corbin. Okay? This is the film. This is the film, and it's actually got some good ratings. Documentary about the circumstances during a party at the University of Florida fraternity that led up to what may or may not have been an R. Intersped with actual footage shot by the fraternity brothers on the night of the incident. So there's actual video recording of the incident, including the sex acts. This video led to the police not pressing charges of the involvement of NOW, which is the National Organization for Women, if I'm not mistaken, and eventually led to the fraternity getting kicked off campus. So very interesting. They did not press charges, but the fraternity got kicked off campus. So there were still consequences. They still had consequences, but there was no criminal charges against them. And Craig DeThomasis and his partner represented the stripper, the victim. I wanted to see, I don't think there are any written reviews, only ratings. I don't see any reviews, user reviews. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, wow. People are saying good things about this. I had heard this documentary when it first came out. I had met the father of the director of the film, Billy Corbin. He had told me about his son's film. I don't remember ever playing it in my area. It says disturbing documentary. This was reviewed in 2011. It is both riveting and off-putting at the same time. I can imagine why. I mean, this is some heavy stuff. It is very difficult to watch. In 1999, a University of Florida fraternity had a party and hired a couple of strippers for the party. The whole party was filmed by a couple of the frat guys. It turns out that later that night, one of the strippers that had left came back to the party and ended up staying and proceeded to go into a room with a couple of guys and was allegedly AR'd. The film has interviews with Lisa, the woman that allegedly was AR'd, and Tony, the one of the party organizers that had hired her and was in the room when the act was going on. There are other interviews with people. This is spoiler alert, but this is honestly, this is I think a fantastic rendition. There are other videos with people involved with the aftermath of the case. The film also shows footage from the party and the act in question. Whoa. Yeah, that's why it's heavy. The film starts off mostly with interviews, weaving some of the video from the party and the room after. Lisa insists that she was AR'd. Tony insists that she was lying, and she has never screamed or given any indication of not wanting to have intercourse with these guys. The film then focuses on the horrible handling of the case by the authorities in Gainesville. And of course, remember, DeThomas's role, he represented her, Lisa. Lisa accused these guys of R-ing her, and police confiscated the videos. After watching what had gone on, the police determined that she falsely accused them, and she was arrested for it. Whoa. The guys she accused of were questioned together and were not charged at the time. Questioned together. So they didn't question them individually? Interesting. The whole thing was handled terribly by the police. That the DA, the film shows also how politics played a role in not charging these guys with a crime. Okay, I see that now. Interesting. Seems like a very heavy movie. I don't know. Might be good. People are saying it was good. The whole thing was handled terribly. At first, I thought that the footage would be too ambiguous for me to agree on whether or not Lisa was AR'd. In the beginning of the film, the footage is shown quickly and gives the impression that what happened was consensual intercourse. It is obvious that Lisa, at first, there's a word dropped off, wouldn't appear very sympathetic to us because of preconceived notions about her profession, being a stripper. You know, she takes her clothes off for money. But just because you take your clothes off for money does not necessarily mean that you deserve to be treated like not a human being. I mean, that's disgusting. Everybody deserves to be treated like a human being, regardless of their profession. So the last hour of the film shows the footage for longer periods, and we get a better sense of what went on. The guy that she was with in the video, again, a word is dropped, was named Mike. He declined to be interviewed for the film. What a surprise. This was a power struggle. She was obviously intoxicated, drunk, but seemed totally aware of what this guy was doing. She was egging him on, sarcastically asking him if doing this to her made him feel like a man. The guys that are filming are laughing at one point of them saying, "Welcome to the R of a crack whore bitch." Wow. How anyone could look at this and not determine that she was being AR'd is beyond me, my comprehension. At least the Mike guy deserves to have been put in jail. He has overpowering her. Okay, so these guys should have gone to jail. That's the conclusion. I'm not going to read all of this because maybe spoiler alert and all that, but I wonder if Craig DeThomasis, he's not mentioned in here, other than he was the lawyer who represented her. What is her last name? Or do they not give it out? Lisa. Because maybe we can look up Lisa King, Craig C. Like, did they win the case? Obviously, they didn't. They may have won the civil litigation. I don't know. Here we go. Here's an article. What does this say? Share this tab instead. Volatile 99 case, a test for candidate. The college. So DeThomasis is mentioned in this. So the ACLU joins in. Conducted its own investigation of the matter at the request of local feminist groups. This is in 2006. This article is from June 5th, 2006, updated October 28th, 2007. Okay. The ACLU concluded that both the police and the prosecutors acted properly by not charging, and they shouldn't have gone to jail. One ACLU reviewer, Dan Glassman, noted that his only criticism of Smith's office was that it did not pursue the false report charge against King. Now, King's lawyer, this is Lisa, Craig DeThomasis. So Craig DeThomasis said last week that campus police mishandled the case by charging King. So King should never have been charged, which killed any chance of our prosecution against the frat boys. But he doesn't fault Smith. In fact, he enthusiastically supports Smith for governor. So did he just throw his own client under the bus? He supports Smith. Again, he seems like such a team player for his government buddies in exchange for sacrificing. Oh, by the way, Bone Crusher is at 11,000 subscribers. Shout out Bone Crusher. I think he was in the chat not too long ago. I just couldn't find his comment because there's so much. And I slowed the chat. I slowed the chat. And you guys are still flying. Well, 10,000 people, man. That's what happens. King's lawyer, Craig DeThomasis, said that, so he doesn't fault Smith for not charging. So you mishandled the case, Smith, but you know what? I still support you for governor. Keep going. This is 2006. Quote, DeThomasis said of Smith, he brought a very polarized argument to a reasonable conclusion. This is after he's representing his client. So does he not believe his own client? Again, he's picking sides. So he has a history of this going back as far back as 20 years. 20 years ago, 20 bloody years ago. People are saying Bone Crusher is still in the chat. Shout out to you, Bone Crusher. If you're in the chat, shout it out. I'll try and catch it. Or, you know, if I'm not asking you, please you don't need to super chat me or anything. But if you add like a couple dollars to the message, then it will separate itself, and I will have an independent message, and I'll be able to highlight it. But please don't feel compelled. It's just we have so many people in here, and I already slowed the chat down, and I can slow it down even more, but it'll be a little too much. I think we're at a good pace right now. So he brought a very polarized argument to a reasonable conclusion, DeThomasis said of Smith, who was elected state senator the following year. He showed me in that case, and certainly many, many others, I've worked with him on that. Number one, he listens to all sides. Okay, something that you, DeThomasis, did not learn to do, clearly. And number two, he's ethical and takes his oath seriously. He thoroughly evaluates what he can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Then, of course, a film was made about it. Smith declined to talk to filmmakers. They were, in my view, doing the wrong thing, trying to profit off the circumstance. I've not seen the movie, but folks have told me my backside doesn't look too glorious in it. Okay. All right. All right. There is one more thing that I have for you all from all this. And this one is also very, very interesting. First, let me go through some super chats because I've been collecting these so I can do this right now. We've been doing this for an hour and a half. Oh, my bad. So let's see. Lady Tammy, thank you for joining on as a member. Same goes for you, Karen Whiting. Welcome, Ann Clark and Yvonne Chavez and Steve Pierce, as well as John Terpstra. Welcome to the channel. Michelle Ratliff, welcome as well. Alexis R is a member for 2 months now. Thank you to the gifted one. Oh, you got a gifted sub. Nice. Good for you. Judy became a member. Same goes for Dash H and Bessie Knox. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Lisa Wilson, Ron Sue Wybakewski. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Welcome. Also, Anna Pearson, welcome to the channel, as well as Kim Boyko, welcome to the channel. Teresa Finn and Pauline Husler, welcome. Thank you, Corporal, for the buck. And welcome, Franny, to the channel. Now, don't forget to like this video, of course, comment below, subscribe to the channel. Susan Scataregia, thank you so much for the 2. Chris Weaver says, thank you for getting this out there. I am a vet with terminal lung cancer. I keep saying this is not the country me and my brothers and sisters fought for. I'm telling you, man, it's going downhill in a handbasket, and we got to catch it and save it. It's up to us. Jay Beyond says, UK watcher, this isn't about my freedoms. I'm here because of the judge's God complex and the attack on LawTube. UK Parliament isn't any better at the moment. No Rumble link. What happened over there? I don't stream on Rumble. I need to start doing that probably. The more I start doing this more, I know a lot of people like content on Rumble. I transferred at one point all the videos I had on YouTube to Rumble, but they removed it. They moved that option. Not Debbie Childers. Yes, I'm here. I've sent you more info. I received it. Thank you very much. Gina Quintano, hashtag buckle up. I love your name. He wasn't elected. He was appointed. Yep, we corrected that. James Hansen, thank you for the 2. I believe that Thomas also teaches at college. He did. He was a professor. Ray Bone Crusher is over 11,000. Woohoo! Hell yeah, Ray. Let's effing go. Again, I'm trying to see if I can catch Ray's message in the chat if he has been. I don't. Oh, there he is. There he is. Found him. Ray Bone Crusher. Thanks, everyone. There we go. Gotcha. I gotcha. Love you, bro. You're a real G. Ray Bone Crusher. We got him to 100. We got him to 11,000 subscribers already. He already passed the 10,000 mark a long time ago. And when I say a long time ago, I mean 4 hours ago. This is amazing. Amazing. He also taught at university. He's up for election in 2026, unfortunately. Going back home to Kentucky next Friday, I'll make sure to give E-Town a wide berth. B-E-R-T-H, berth. Ghost of Recon, thank you so much. Susan Scataregia, thank you for supporting our constitutional rights. WTHs are also in danger. No kidding. And you're welcome. I do this for the people. Look deeper. It is all tied to Otter Creek ex-mayor and corruption there, town, county, and state good old boys network. So I understand the interim mayor has a past. I don't even want to open that can of worms, but that's all I'm going to say for now. David Ricards, thank you for the 100 pounds. Whew. Maybe the judge has been receiving certain favors from the petitioner. He won't be the first. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Danielle Marshall, hey, I have a question. If a law act like this, kid, wouldn't the law, if a law acted like this, kid, wouldn't the lawyer be sacked? I wish I could understand the question. I'm sorry. I'm trying to decipher it, and I don't understand what you're asking. I apologize. Jay Beyond, thank you. It seems like the site is easy for anyone to post opinions. I think that's what it's designed for. Exactly, Jay Beyond. Jones C. JoJo's Adventures. Thank you for the voice. Hashtag buckle F up. You had an extra letter in there. Jay Beyond again. Do not trust this website. I can review that judge from the UK and in a drop down choose whether I'm a lawyer. I'm 100% not one. And here's what I'm going to say about that, because that's a very important message about this whole website. I look at the grammar. I look at the grammar, the facts, what this person seems to know, what this person seems to understand, and how they phrase. I mean, do we have commas? Do you use periods? Do you sound grammatically apt, grammatically correct? Yes, there is the possibility that some of these are just people on YouTube and some of them even flatly admitted to it. But like, for instance, the one from 2021, I think is a real one, because that was way before any of this has blown up. And Judge DeThomasis was on the bench for 2 months, 2 years at that point. You know, he's now been on the bench for 5 years, practicing law for 35, and he's now on the bench for 5 years. This is year 5. And I agree with you. You have to be careful, and you have to take it with a grain of salt. But the fact that people, first of all, are taking time out of their day to do it, that's one thing. And number two, it's the fact that the language, the way that they phrase things, the way that things are being phrased, how the grammar is. Does it sound like a lawyer? Or if you're saying you're a lawyer, do you sound like one? You know what I mean? That's the question. That's the real question. Okay. So, that's how I look at it. Bonnie Fleming says he thinks it's John Cook, or John Crook, as you all call him. Maybe the judge needs a pole dancer on his payroll. Damn it, Kim, you can't make me laugh like this. I'm trying to do serious stuff here. Big Donnie 624. Definitely mics may pick up the audio differently. Yep. We still don't know who it is. Could be co-counsel for plaintiff. Buckle up. Right, Judge Sapphire Sky. You guys are crazy. Mr. Bink 84. Listen to the Silverman clip and compare, which we did. Not Silverman, but it could be Silverman's aide, John Boy, maybe. Says play Silverman's voice. So we did that. We played the recording, then we played Judge DeThomasis, we don't, that doesn't seem to match. We played Silverman, that doesn't seem to match. But he did say in the recording, I'm asking for a friend. So it may be somebody who's related to him in a professional capacity or just a friendly. Susan Parrish, thank you so much for your generosity. Likely not him, she says. However, it is someone in his camp, what a tool he is. Absolutely agree. Gus Moeller, why doesn't Jeremy set Towney appeals his ruling on the motion to recuse? Why doesn't Jeremy's attorney appeal his ruling on the motion to recuse? I'm the master of deciphering gibberish, I suppose, Gus Moeller. Why not? Because they want to protect the record first. That's actually a really, really good question. Why aren't they appealing the ruling? So they filed, I'm going to answer this, okay? Very, very important. So, sorry, just making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So, for instance, we got Mr. Feather, we got Ms. Inkles, I believe is the proper pronunciation. I think I finally got it. We got Mr. Feather, Ms. Inkles, and Mr. Sackett. They have been fighting against Judge DeThomasis, asking him to remove him. And on the first motion, he said no. On their first motion to disqualify him, to recuse him, to remove him, whatever you want to call it. He said, no, I'm not removing myself. Okay. We're going to try again. Judge, please reconsider. There's been more stuff that you said since then. Remove yourself, recuse yourself, disqualify yourself. Now he issues a nearly 2,600 word, 5-page single-spaced ruling showing his bias and saying, I am not biased, and refuses to remove himself. Now they're saying this is number 3, Your Honor. With all due respect, seriously, this is number 3. Please remove yourself from the bench. Remove yourself from this case. Remove yourself from the bench on this case. Please. We're trying to do work here, and you are stymieing. That's a fancy word for inhibiting, prohibiting, whatever you want to call it. You're making it unable for us, for Jeremy to be heard. It has been 3 months since, you took away his First Amendment right. You took away his Second Amendment right. This is not okay. We need a new judge on here. And the judge is going to rule on this one. And this is the biggie. This is the big one. This is it. If he still refuses, if he still says, you know what? I am not going any of that. I am going to stay on this case until the day I die. The German accent, I think, is very appropriate here. I will not be leaving my position, and I will stay on this case until the day I die, or I'm removed by my senators. Jawohl? Moving on. Now, if that happens, there is another, at least in Kentucky, I can't speak for Florida because I don't practice in Florida, and we will find out this week how it's going to play out. In Florida, or in Kentucky, when a judge refuses to recuse themselves, you can appeal to a higher power. You appeal to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Here we have Chief Justice Minton. In Florida, they have Chief Justice Mosley. So they're going to appeal to Chief Justice Mosley, and they're going to say, Your Honor, we have a problem. We have an issue. We have made one request. It was denied. We made a second request. It was denied. We made a third request. It was denied. Please help us remove Judge DeThomasis from this case. And then Judge Mosley, presumably, will decide whether or not to remove him. Maybe my source can confirm or deny if that is exactly how it happens, because that's how you do it in Kentucky. That's how you do it in Kentucky. Florida may or may not be similar. By the way, I'm going to be live on That Umbrella Guy's channel in less than 2 hours, so join us there so I don't forget. It's called a petition for a writ of prohibition. First, they appeal to the First District of Appeal, and then it's called a petition for a writ of prohibition, says my source, who are educated on this topic. Okay. Kimberly Stacy says, I love seeing a fellow Kentuckian put out awesome content. Thank you so much, Kimberly Stacy. Gus Moeller says, can Jeremy appeal the ruling that we just talked about that? Thank you very much. It is not John Crook. He can't talk without cussing, has a lisp, and can't speak that coherently. That's what I think too. We think it's somebody within the system, because he did say asking for a friend. Muffin Rando. Sounds like Albertini from Tug's channel. Kitty Mama Kim, what about it? What about if it is Officer Tom? I don't know. Candace, but I think we confirmed it is not Judge or Silverman. Exactly. I'm married to a language analyst. It is not Judge or Silverman. The man sounds a DS older, maybe 70s, and probably from the Boston area. Okay. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Elizabeth Marie, how come your lady assistant did not ask for his name when he called? She was going to. That is her next step. But he threatened a bar complaint and hung up before she got to that step. Because she asked, do you need legal assistance? Because here's the thing. They have a script that they go off of. That is a really good question. They have a script. And sometimes people just call in like solicitors. The first step is to make sure it's not a solicitor, right? Like, what are you calling for? I want to sell Larry some real estate, in Rio de Janeiro. They'll be like, all right, thank you for your inquiry. And they'll just hang up because it's a solicitor. However, if they say like, oh, I am Judge so-and-so, I need to speak with Mr. Foreman. They'll be like, oh, okay. And they have like, it branches out. Who is calling and for what purpose, right? So how come your lady assistant did not ask for his name when he called is exactly why. That was going to be the next step. So do you need legal assistance? If the answer is yes, I do. Okay, what is your name? Oh, I don't need legal assistance. Okay, what do you need? Oh, I'm calling to file a bar complaint. Okay, have a great day. Hang up. So that's what happened in this case. That's why that went down the way it did. Great question. Great question. Ugh, I love your name. Ugh. You should be able to get the phone number. Also analyze the little giggle after he says, buckle up. Yes, I agree. People are saying maybe it's from Philadelphia. And by the way, yeah, somebody was like, I know this. Like, you can't, there's no such thing as an anonymous bar complaint. If you file a bar complaint, which again, I don't know if it's going to come or not. I'm ready for it. I'm looking forward to it. If it does happen, I think I'm also bound by confidentiality rules. I'm going to have to review those because it's not something attorneys deal on a daily basis. If you deal with bar complaints on a daily basis, you might want to seek a different profession. But when a lawyer receives one, every state is different. In Kentucky, you are bound by confidentiality rules as well until either the bar or you decide to make it public after it's all over. So while it's pending, they have a lot of very strict rules. So I may also be bound in some way, shape, or form if and when a complaint does come. So I can't just immediately be like, hey, you guys, look what happened. Like, I know Nick Rekieta shared like the 43 bar complaints that he got after he called out the Keffels. And oh, that was a whole mess. He lost his YouTube channel for a while. He lost his Twitter account, and then he came back with a vengeance. But he shared them. He's in Minnesota. The rules are different there. Maxie Hensley, we need to add YouTuber TCRL to this fight, the constitutional rights lawyer. That's John. You're talking about the civil rights lawyer? Are you talking about the civil rights lawyer? Because yes. Brian. John Bryan Esquire. He's a great man, very great man, does a lot of great work. If that's what you're talking about, with all of you and him, Florida would take action fast. Hey, who knows? Buckle up. Hashtag buckle up. Hashtag grudge judge. Love to Larry and what the Hales. Thank you so much, Angie. Mike Ramey. Why don't we dissect Florida rules, Florida state statute, and Florida judge ethical conduct to see exactly what he's violated? You're giving me ideas for the next video, Mike. I'm going to write this down. Which ethical? It's going to be judicial canon. It's not ethics. Which judicial canon did Judge DeThomasis violate? Make a video on that. That's a really good one. If you have other ideas, please share them, because that's a really, really good one. I did not think of that. Shane Cook says, might not be from England. The UK is a collection of... You're right. I'm sorry. If I said England to the UK, you're welcome to shoot me in the face. I apologize. I'm an American. I'm ignorant. I don't understand the difference between UK and England, but you're right. UK is a collection. England, Wales, and Scotland, and Northern Ireland. So when you hear UK, that may be not necessarily England. Could be Wales, Scotland, or part of Ireland. Again, I blame my ignorance as an American. Taryn Kriebel, thank you for the $2. Liz Bird, please give Megan F. contact for anonymous stories. Megan Fox, contact for anonymous stories. Okay. I'm going to be on her channel tomorrow. Judicial Review says urban interface living. Exactly. That's probably the next step. Again, Mike Ramey says, does he not have to take the evidence in light most favorable to the petitioner until trial, not a simp for Hales or Preston? You're right. We can't even get to that point. We can't even get to that point because I swear it's like he won't listen. He just refuses to listen. He's on a rampage. He's on a rampage. Oh, here we go. I swear, I love you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Look at this. I'm going to share this with you. Where was that question? I think I already closed it. So somebody asked, about which judicial canons did he violate. Check this out. Here are the canons. Present, share screen. Here we go. Code of Judicial Conduct. This is the Supreme Court of Florida website, okay? Supreme Court of Florida. Judge DeThomasis likely violated at least one, if not all three, maybe even more than that. A judge shall uphold the integrity and independence of the judiciary. Seems like he's already violated that. That's clear. He's biased. He's dependent on one party or the other. He plays favorites. And sometimes he plays favorites who may help him win the next election or give him a higher position of power. Canon 2, a judge shall avoid impropriety and the appearance of impropriety in all of the judge's activities. Number 3, a judge shall perform the duties of the judicial office impartially. Again, he's being partial. He's playing favorites diligently. He hasn't even allowed Jeremy to speak yet. And it's been September, October, November, December, January, February. We're entering month 7. We're about to enter month 7 since this petition was filed by Lynette. A judge is encouraged to engage in activities that improve the law, the legal system, and the administration of justice. He has done none of those things. He shall regulate extrajudicial activities. This is wild. We're going to cover this in a separate video. We're going to do this in a separate. This is just a preview, but those are likely the ones that he violated. And we're going to do these in a separate video. I'm going to bookmark this and we'll make a separate video on this because this needs to be aired out as well. All right, next. Lilith, did you hear that Jeremy Hales was assaulted while having dinner at a restaurant? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. By his victim's advocate's son. Like the victim's advocate that is supposed to be helping Jeremy, her son has allegedly, again, it's all hearsay, but assaulted. Apparently there's a video. I don't think it's public yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kim Boyko, not the District 2 office, Russ. The Suss's son is on the board. Not the District 2 office. Okay, so don't call that one. And that is what we're talking about here is, for those of you who may be a little bit lost, it's this tab. So don't call the 2nd District. By the way, we still have one more thing to cover, so don't forget. This is not over. I'm just going through super chats. This is the one right here. Don't call the District 2 office. So don't call this one. Focus on these two. Capital Office and District Office. That is good information. Thank you so much. I wonder what his ex-partner's voice is like. Leslie Wagstaff. I think we covered that. Unless he's got, he's got another one. That's right. Sorry. Buchanan, I think it was. Pam Bistrak says, DeThomasis initially lost the 2019 election on. The judge resigned Ned and DeSantis appointed him to the bench. Aha. So he ran and lost. That's good news. Augustine D'Ambrosio, thank you so much for your donation. Ruth Bond says, Judge DeThomasis played himself in the movie. Oh, interesting. Please support Jeremy and his rights. Absolutely. Thank you, Stats. Our republic is thumbs up. Welcome Julie Hart to the channel as a member. Also welcome, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher this. Vibeke Vibek Rosalind Olson, thank you for joining. Leah Gonzalez, welcome to the channel. Barbara Schrock, welcome to the channel, as well as Mac McClellan, welcome to the channel as well. Lynn Gernigan, I apologize. She gifted a sub, 1 membership. Thank you so much. Keith Birch. Keith Birch says, this Honorable DeThomasis has ethics violations complaints on no ethics. Where are you getting this information? I would like to know more. Hashtag buckle up, shine light on the darkness, says Janet Shar. Thank you very much, Janet. Teresa Finn, shouldn't the judge be held responsible for his buddy threatening you? Well, according to Judge DeThomasis, Teresa Finn, hashtag buckle up. According to Judge DeThomasis, yeah. Yeah, the answer is yes. He should be, right? Because if he's going to rule that third parties are responsible for someone else's conduct, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, Judge, that would that will implicate Judge DeThomasis, because for what his buddy did, this is literally, that is a great, great quote. That is a great quote. Shouldn't the judge be held responsible for his buddy threatening you? Hashtag buckle up. Think about it. Judge DeThomasis is trying to make Jeremy Hale responsible for other people's actions. So wouldn't the logic follow that if Judge DeThomasis's buddies are threatening bar complaints on lawyers who are trying to speak up on this, shouldn't the judge be responsible for his buddy's free speech? That's what Judge DeThomasis would say. That's not what I'm saying, because I don't think that way. But according to his logic, that would be correct. That would be absolutely correct. Kim K, Jeremy and George's channel when they first moved to Otter Creek, crazy. Go check it out. Go check out their channel. Jennifer Lab Mama, will you go to the court on Friday? Please go. No, I have a jury trial on Friday. My own clients need me, so unfortunately I won't be able to be there. If the trial some way somehow falls through or gets settled, because we have a final pretrial conference on Wednesday, then absolutely I would love to be there. But the chances of that happening are at this point 50-50. Although it would be freaking cool, wouldn't it, if I just show up with a camera and be like, hey, you look familiar. I saw you on YouTube, Judge DeThomasis. Hey, I made a video about you. Oh, man. Ray Bone Crusher is such a sweet man. I just want to give him a hug. Hashtag buckle up. Thank you, Linda Milborn. Abby63, Facebook Messenger, you will find interesting. Okay, let me check this out real quick. Refresh. Oh, somebody said the bio on IMDb was written by DeThomasis himself. Is he that much of an egotist? That he's like, he wrote his own. Oh, I want proof. I want proof of this. I want proof of this. Do you have proof? It's like writing your own, what is it called? Wikipedia page. Thank you for the intel. Stat says definitely favors story. Definitely checkmark, green checkmark, favors story. More to come. Stay tuned. 2OC equals Florida. Thank you very much. Michelle Ratliff says, did you know that the governor of Florida was in Levy County Wednesday or Thursday? The governor of Florida was visiting Levy County. Oh. Whoa. I think he's there to warn. He probably went there to warn DeThomasis. Holy shit. New to the channel. Thank you for helping Jeremy and George. You're welcome. Deb1967. Ugh says, anyone nearby needs to fill up the next court hearing, not to say anything, just to watch in person. That's don't phone. No. Sapphire Sky. No, don't do that. No phone flooding. Only the legislatures. Only the legislatures. Will What the Hell's be on tonight? Yes, on Tug's channel. That umbrella guy. Maxie Hensley, we need to support George so she can stay at his side. Yes, absolutely agree. The skipper made a complaint on the judge. It's on my channel, Veteran Nation. I think I know what you're talking about. You shared this with me. I want to show you guys. This is a real homie. This is a real mensch. Check this out. Veteran Nation wrote, on February 23rd, 2024, an associate, a parent of, this is a statement of facts. Please provide in as much detail as possible the information you believe constitutes judicial misconduct or disability. Include the names, dates, addresses, and telephone numbers which may assist the commission. Attach additional pages if necessary. On February 23rd, 2024, an associate apparent of Judge Craig DeThomasis contacted Larry Foreman Esquire, aka the DUI guy, in response to a video interview of a respondent in a case presided over by Judge DeThomasis. A video of the phone call has been published on Mr. Foreman's YouTube and shows threats towards Mr. Foreman in an effort to quell his First Amendment rights on the case discussed. That an appearance of impropriety is a major problem. It casts further doubt on Judge DeThomas's ability to preside impartially, which has already been in question. Any officer of the court has a right to discuss any case free of threat, and Mr. Foreman is no different. An immediate investigation into the judge to determine any association with the caller is substantiated or unsubstantiated. This should be done immediately to preserve public faith in the court system. An immediate investigation into the judge to determine any association with the caller is substantiated or unsubstantiated. This should be done immediately to preserve the public faith in the courts. What a phrase. What a way to go. Unbelievable. Thank you. Man Bear Pig, is there enough here to get a change of venue? Definitely. We shall see. Unless he recuses. Ava Ramberg Lopez, search through the documents you have from the court with the word phone floods to see how often it is used. I'll have to check it out. Sergeant Mom 2, thank you so much for covering this. I cannot believe how badly this judge is behaving. I didn't spend 22 years of my life defending the Constitution to have it stomped on from the bench. Hashtag buckle up. 100% agree. Larry Garver, welcome to the channel. Larry, contact every YouTube lawyer, please. I'm on it. I'm on it. I mean, it's all public on my Twitter page. Anything happens to Jeremy, the world is watching. Thank you, Michelle Skelly. 100% agree. I support Jeremy and George, says Harriet Williams. Thank you for your support. You are welcome, and you're welcome, Jeremy and George. Can Jeremy Hale get reimbursed money if the judge runs up the clock? Maybe, Brian. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how Florida rules work. Dwayne Norvell, she gave no evidence to take his rights away. We know that so far. Amanda Martin, supposedly Silverman's ex-wife. Man, that is a small world. Been trying to get civil rights West Virginia attorney on it. Tory Gay. That is good information. DeSantis is the governor. What do you think will happen? Nothing. Corruption to the top. Mike Ramey, from my understanding, the judge set a date. Then Hales and Preston kept filing motions to be heard and had to keep continuing. This happens in court. Yes, Mike, but there's a limit to everything. And the judge clearly loves the sound of his own voice, and he's unable to move forward with the proceeding. Mark Millen says, I just sent a message to John Bryan, Esquire, about your videos about this case. Perfect. So more eyes, more voices. We need everybody on this. We need everybody on this. Now, here's the last thing I want to share with you all before I sign off, okay? And go to Tug's channel in an hour, where he's going to be live at 7 p.m. And I'm going to, let me see if I can, hell yeah, I was like feeling it. Here we go. So this is the live with DUI guy. What the Hales? DUI guy talks what the Hales threatens. Johnny Depp targeted. He loves to throw Johnny Depp into a lot of his videos. Tug is the man. Tug is awesome. You guys are going to love Tug. That umbrella guy. He's going to be live in an hour 30. I'm going to push this channel. He's going to redirect into this modifiers. Oh, I can't. I need to ask him to add me to his privileges list. Huh. Add me to your privileges list so that I can... Wait, wrong one. Add me to your privileges list so that I can redirect my live to your live when it starts. Okay. This is interesting. This is very interesting. By the way, this is the live. So for those of you who are like, what is Tug? Who is Tug? That's him, that umbrella guy. Okay. Live in 85 minutes. There it is. Judge strikes down legal strategy seeking to invalidate non-compete agreement. This is Judge DeThomasis. A lot of attorneys may be looking at the issue of trying to invalidate non-competes before there is competition, said Paul B. Rannis, a shareholder of Greenberg Tarek. This decision by Judge DeThomasis says that it's an improper way of interpreting Florida law. A business owner executed a non-compete with a separate company. The judge, Judge DeThomasis, said that the business owner sought to terminate a non-compete as leverage in future negotiations. The case is representative of an increasingly popular strategy that the state court judge determined was an improper interpretation of Florida law. A Florida judge entered a ruling that pushed back against the legal strategy in which a business owner sought to invalidate a non-compete before competing. Levy Circuit Judge Craig DeThomasis ruled that plaintiff Edward C. Hodge, owner of Derby Gold Pine Shavings Company, sought a judicial advisory opinion to gain business leverage after experts that he trusted presented testimony. In the testimony, the experts asserted that Hodge was not bound by the terms of the non-compete clause involving defendant all-in removal LLC. And there he is, Judge DeThomasis. And some of this content has been archived, so I can't access it. To view it, I need to I what is it called? I need a wall, how to overcome wall blockers or whatever they're called. I forget. Anyway, that's pretty much where we are. And what is a non-compete, by the way, for those of you may be asking? A non-compete is when, let's say you have worked for me. You're my associate, okay? But I don't run a law firm because law firms get a little complicated. Let's say I sell cars, okay? When you come to work for me as a salesperson, you're a great salesperson. I don't want you, when you leave, to go to the car dealership next door and take business away from me, or start your own car dealership and steal business away from me. So I'm going to have you sign a non-compete that you agree for like 3 years time or whatever. You are not going to start a car selling company within 5 miles of my business. And if you sign it, that's called a non-compete clause in your employment agreement. Well, in this case, it looks like this is January 24th, just a month ago. I'm sorry, 2023, a year and a month ago. I apologize, I misspoke. A lot of attorneys are trying to invalidate non-competes because they want competition. And some people sign these non-competes and then they go, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore. And it limits commerce. It limits commerce. It limits commerce. And Judge DeThomasis is like, no, non-compete should stand. So he's he's proving to be on the wrong side of history because non-competes are really ugly. Some people sign them without realizing and of the consequences, and it gets pretty hairy, By the way, don't forget to vote in the poll this way. There's a poll right here. Did you already liked hashtag buckle up? Just liked hashtag buckle up? No, I am not buckle up. Oh man, I love you, Boyan. You're the best. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel if you're just joining us. I'm going to be live with Tug in an hour. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to enjoy this. We're going to ride this train because you guys, litigation is trying to uproot 300 years of First Amendment jurisprudence is just wrong. It's wrong, as Cartman would say. It's wrong. And I know it's not just my opinion because there were 10,000 of you. We're down to about 6,400 right now because people are going. I think What the Hales are live right now. Let me see. Are What the Hales live? I'm about to raid them. I'm about to raid their channel. They're almost at 700,000. Are they live right now? I don't see a live. I thought somebody said they're live. I don't see them. No, they're not live. Oh, they just posted a new video 14 minutes ago. I see. Okay. Yeah, and I can't redirect you to Tug's channel, Tug's video, because I don't have permission. Tug needs to give me privileges to his channel, and that's okay. He's not going to be live for another hour. Yeah, he hasn't added me yet. So, okay. I guess we're going to end it here. Thank you all for joining. I hope you learned something. Excuse me. This needs to be aired. Thank you, Vibke, for the 1 membership. Chris says, yes. Double karma. Would Runkle be worth getting involved? Absolutely. Spread the word. Phone numbers are the same for District 1 and 2, so don't use them then. They only go live on Sundays. That just hit the wall at 5:30. Got it. Okay. All right, you all. Thank you. Take care. I will see you in 1 hour on Tug Stream. Go watch that umbrella guy. Bye.